all, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have you all back together again today. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the newest DreamWorks film, or also known as one of the newest Peacock films, Boss Baby 2: Family Business. So for me, I absolutely love the first Boss Baby. I think it's one of my favorite DreamWorks films of all time. Many people do not like it because it's more kiddish humor, but for me, I think everything in the movie just works, and it's funny, and it's heartfelt, and the movie was just overall great. And going into this film, I was a little bit nervous because I didn't really know how the story of them turning back into kids would be. I don't know how that would be in a sequel, but let's talk about that. But before we get started, I have two updates. First off, I didn't make any videos yesterday because I was waiting. We were waiting if I was gonna watch this film with my sister, and technically I already watched. I had to watch it without her because she was super tired. But we are gonna be watching it this July 5th, which is this Monday. And also, if you can hear by my voice, it is a bit sore. I woke up. It started kind of like last night, but I'm not sick, and hopefully I don't get sick this week But even if I get sick just by a little bit, like having chills or anything, I'm still going to make videos. Like, my throat doesn't hurt like super bad, but it does hurt. But I can still talk, and I did take some vitamin C, and I did drink some coffee today, so it does kind of help. And granted, it doesn't work. It doesn't feel the way I drank it a couple hours ago, but I will be doing videos today, and hopefully it doesn't dry out my voice. But with that said, let's get started talking about Boss Baby 2. So for me, one of the things that I was kind of I didn't really know what to expect from this movie is that it has some fantastic themes about growing up. And that's what I feel like what this film did so well, is that it focused on these themes about growing up and kind of moving on with life. As in this movie, we see Tim in a different turn of life, where he's not a child anymore. He has a family, he has a wife, he has 2 daughters, a baby daughter, daughter that's in 2nd grade, and so even though he has that imagination short that we saw in the original film, he hasn't really grown up yet, and like he thinks that because he grew up with his brother, that means that they have to grow apart. That's not what they really mean, and you kind of discover that in the movie. And then also, just kind of the relationship with them, with Ted and Tim, it of course is great. You get some very cool moments with them as they kind of rediscover each other, and as you kind of explore their relationship a little bit more. As since at the end of the film, they were officially brothers. And granted, some of the stuff that happens in this movie with the relationship does kind of ruin the end of the film, which we'll get into in the bad. But overall, I thought the relationship was nice, and it was really well written. And then also, just kind of introducing some new emotions for the characters was kind of cool. And then also bringing back some stuff that you loved about the original film, whether it was the triplets doing their unison stuff, whether it was because now that we see the triplets as grown-ups, we get to see them do some of the funniest things, as we get to see them be cops, and they're like, busted, busted, busted. And like, that was like the funniest scene of the entire film, as we kind of got to see those characters like see where they are as adults, and so that was very cool. And then we also got to see like Jimbo and Stacy be husband and wife. I thought that was a really nice touch, as they are kind of babies but also adults at the same time. And then also, it's also just very funny, like I just mentioned with the coming back of the other characters. That's funny, but like it also kind of brings back some other jokes of the original film, where Tina is trying to wake up the dad, and he's like, "How many fingers am I holding up?" And he's like, "Thursday." Like it's just out of the blue humor that you would never expect from films like this, that I just love. I don't really remember much of the humor, but I do remember that most of the humor in the film was great. And also, it's kind of like the F9 of the DreamWorks films, where for F9, ever since Fast 5, every movie has gotten crazier and crazier and crazier with and I mean specifically with the car stunts. This film, from the trailers, it seemed like that they were going more crazy with the insane with these ideas about babies and stuff like that. Granted, I feel like it did it more in the trailers than they did in the movie, because the way the kind of story goes, it doesn't really go that way, but in the trailers, it seems that way, but it's not. And also, Tina was actually a pretty fun character. She has this likability to her that makes her likable for me. Granted, she's not the biggest part of this story, but she's right there in the middle that makes you like her. And then also bringing back past characters like the parents, which I didn't think they would be in the movie, because honestly, I thought that they would be dead. Kind of like in Lion King 2, where, granted, we knew Mufasa was dead, but we didn't know where Sarabi was. Well, we knew that the voice actress that played Sarabi in the original Lion King, she passed away, so it didn't really make sense to bring her back. But still, I guess you could say that it kind of made sense for them to bring her back, because, you know, this film took place around Christmas time. But it was fine when they were brought back. But I talked a lot of good on this film. Now let's kind of move on to the bad. So for me, I think that the way the story went was a little bit cluttered, because you think from the trailers that it was going to be this story again where where Tim and Ted work together with Tina, and they try to investigate throughout Baby Corp to find out how to defeat this Jeff Goldblum guy. And it doesn't really roll out that way. It technically has to do with Tabitha's school, which is Tim's daughter. And to be honest with you, I didn't really understand. I did not like that storyline at all. I do not like how it had to do with Tabitha's school, and that Jeff Goldblum's character was the teacher and like the principal, like the ruler of this whole school. And the way the kind of story played out was kind of weird, as Tim was like one of the students, and the way they kind of split up was kind of weird. Granted, there was a little bit of emotion throughout that little scene there, but I don't think the way it played out was great. And then also, it kind of ruined some of the themes that happened at the end of the first film, where Tim leaves Ted this note saying that every Christmas, every holiday, everywhere he'll be there. And basically, Ted missed everything. He missed his graduation, he missed his one wedding, he missed a bunch of stuff, and he wasn't there for him. And it kind of ruins their relationship a little bit. But you can kind of understand where they're coming from, but yeah. And then also, the way the story goes, that also resolves in Tina's stuff. I don't think that the way the story went, it didn't resolve with Tina, because she was just at home with the wife and the daughter all the time. And I mean, I understand that, because the daughter, it's different. I liked how they made it different, where the parents weren't out there, because obviously, what was the mom gonna do? What was the daughter gonna do? They can't just go on a secret trip like the first film. They had to find a new way to make her involved in the story, but then still keep her at the home. because the wife wasn't going anywhere. So I guess it worked, but I wanted her to be a bigger part of this story. And then also, it's also different because the story does not have to do with Baby Corp at all. It's basically just a self mission. And then also Jeff Goldblum's character. I mean, I liked him because he's Jeff Goldblum. Whenever I heard him, it was like magic to me. But the specific story of him just never worked for me. And I mean, he looked adorable when he was baby. He looked kind of weird though, as he looked like he looked like the villain of the first movie, except much older baby, which was just kind of weird. But he kind of looked cute, but then looked weird. I don't know. But those are really my issues with the film. But without being said, this is a very cool film. Is it the best film? Do I love it more than the first film? No. But I think it's a great film and one of my favorite DreamWorks films of all time. Definitely not like A+ tier DreamWorks, but it is a very good movie, so I love this movie. Before I give my final score, be sure to tell me down below, what were your thoughts on Boss Baby 2 Family Business? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Or right there in between? Let's get some nice discussions going. With that said, let's get on with my scores. Alright, so that's it for my scores. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram name is Marvel6 and my TikTok name is Marvel1Fan. If you guys are understand those names, head to my about section to follow me on all social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same name as my Instagram, Marvel_6_. And also, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I also got a fresh cut. So, you could type in, I like a cut G in the comments if you want to, but you don't have to. But, bye.